So before we start, we're just going to wait for a couple of people to join, and we'll begin. We'll probably begin at around 8:10. Yeah. So I can say that I feel like we are quite a number. I don't know if we can start. Um, I feel like, yeah, we are quite a good number. We're like 23 right now. As well, I'm also going to be sharing the YouTube link to our session for those people who probably would want to watch the session on the big screen. And on top of that, probably they're not able to access the Discord. So I'm also going to be sharing that. You can share it with your friends too. I'm sharing it in all our tech forums, so feel free to share it as well. So it can be convenient for everyone who wants to watch the session. I got Discord on the TV, bro. What kind of TV is that? Or have you connected your PC with your TV? Because damn, wow. Ay, 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 Goose TV. Yeah. You about this J-Ski? I've never heard of Goose TV before. Ay. So yeah, while we wait, we'll just sharing the link with a couple of guys. So for those who feel it's convenient for them to join through YouTube, they're going to join through YouTube. Or those who feel it's convenient to join through Discord, they're also going to join through Discord. I sure will. I'll pass by. Yeah. Tuone Goose TV kiasi. Okay, so yeah, we're growing. You can see that the number is growing. Oh, I must forgot to send it in community. Yeah, we're quite a number. I guess we can start. So yeah, I think I've been able to share the link, but I'm going to still continue sharing the link with other tech groups that haven't shared. So today we're having a very special session. It's something that we haven't had before, and we're going to be having Victor Noob um, taking us through this. For those who don't know who Victor Noob is, Victor is a cybersecurity professional. He's quite experienced. He's actually done a couple of sessions for Hack the Box before. Um, so today is going to be taking us through wireless security. Yeah, exactly what Cedric is saying. Wireless security penetration testing. He's working at iSolutions Limited, if I'm correct. Um, and as I said, he's one of our great speakers. If you remember back in May 9th at the at our first ever IRL event, was part of he was part of the I can't remember really. He did the media. Was it the Media Machine? I think Victor can tell us that. If I can remember, yeah, I think it was he was in the Medium Machine. So for those people who are in the Medium room, you probably interacted with him physically, and you could probably be knowing him by his two names. But for today, he goes by the name Victor Noob, and he's quite an experienced professional. Um, from those who know him as well, he was taking part in Cyber Game, if I can remember. Uh, I can remember he was part of the top 10, top 20, um, top 20 people who are taking part in Cyber Game. You know, Cyber Game was the national competition that was running through for a whole 10 weeks, and he managed to take a position through top 1 to 20. So he isn't just our average Joe. I believe that we're going to get to learn a lot out of this session. So um, feel free to ask any questions, drop them down there. And as well, I wanted to mention that we're going to be having awards. So feel free, like, make sure to be active during the session, answer questions, um, so that you're able to get those cubes. Today we're going to be giving out cubes. So for those who don't know what cubes are, I'm pretty sure that we could be having you guys joining us. Cubes, it's like a form of currency that's used in academy.hackthebox.com to purchase various modules as well, various paths. You can use steel cubes to purchase the pathways. Um, for those who don't know, cubes can go to as much as 20,000 Kenyan shillings. Like, um, then the amount of cubes that you have would sort of amount to that. If you're an active participant in our sessions, um, you may be able to get a couple of cubes that can actually help you in purchasing um, those hack the box modules, because sometimes you find that some modules are very, very expensive. I think some of the expensive modules that you find are tier four. Some of those are tier four modules. You might find that may go up to like 20,000 Kenyan shillings. And by taking part in being active in our Hack the Box meetup sessions, ensuring that you're asking questions, that you're contributing as well, um, you can stand a chance of actually winning those cubes. Sometimes we hand out randomly through doing a spin the wheel, but for today, we're going to be checking out those people who are active. Um, with that said, I'd like to welcome Victor Noob. Um, yeah, you can also, if you want to get to connect with him, get more information about him, just check out, go to meetups through the link that we shared. Just go to through that link, and you're going to see his handles over there, the LinkedIn handle and his profile on X. So you just feel free to follow him and connect with him either on LinkedIn or X. Yeah, with that said, welcome, Victor. We are really looking forward to the Wi-Fi security session. Yeah, Great to have you once more.
Hello.
Hello, you're very audible.
Okay. So I'll share my screen. So the platform that we're going to do today is called Wi-Fi Challenge. So it will be like a series. I'll be starting from doing reconnaissance or what you call information gathering, and then we'll attack what we call an open network. Open network, it's where Wi-Fi networks that usually don't have passwords. And then we'll attack another sort of network called web, uh, wired equivalent protection. If I could share it, okay, let's just start first, and then I'll be explaining. So the first challenge, what's the channel that the Wi-Fi Global access point is currently using? Before we continue, this platform has a place where you can download the virtual machine. Let me just show you. For anyone who wants to hack along, so it's a virtual machine, 6 GB in size. So yeah, I don't know if it's okay with you guys. Can I share my Hack the Box platform as well? Because I'll be referring to it on some notes while explaining to you guys. Since we're recording, is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
So after you download the VM, the first challenge is to get the root flag, and that is quite simple. Here's don't worry, the VM is quite slow. Mhm. Okay. Can you see my screen? Or I should enlarge it. Okay, like that. So the first part, you're supposed to get the root flag. So we'll just go to cd root nice. Okay. Sudo su the first flag.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry guys, I had a small hiccup. My VM is coming up at the moment. Bear with me.
Oh, Victor, regarding the question you had asked initially,
Mm.
it's okay to share, but not the entire chunk of it, just like a small portion, just to show that you're referring to that particular section, though not the
Okay,
entire content. Yeah,
okay, okay. So,
yeah.
as my VM comes up, so the first challenge, this one, the first one for getting the flag, I don't think it will be a problem. So, what's the channel that the Wi-Fi Global Access Point is currently using? So, for this particular kind of challenge, we're going to use a tool called Aerodump NG. You can think of Aerodump NG like Nmap for doing network scans to identify open ports in an IP address. But for Aerodump NG, it's used to identify access points in terms of Wi-Fi and the channels that usually run on. You can think of it like having different radio channels for maybe Kiss FM and the likes. So even for Wi-Fi, we usually have different channels. You can find like, let's say, Wi-Fi called Wi-Fi Global is running maybe on channel one. And that channel could be having even more than one Wi-Fi. So let's try and do that and identify it. Don't worry, my machine has very little resources. So yeah. Okay. We can start. I hope my terminal is clear. Can you guys see my terminal? Hello. Okay.
Yeah, your terminal is visible.
Okay. So the first things we'll have to list the wireless interfaces available. So IW config, we have a couple of interfaces. WLAN 1, 2, 3. So we can use WLAN 3. We'll set it into monitor mode using what we call airMonNG. So we say you have to do this with root privileges. So what it does first, it will kill a couple of processes that are running so that it doesn't interfere with our process. So as you can see from the output here, killing them using blah 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 found 4 processes that could cause trouble. And these are the 4 processes that off. Then we'll use, just let me switch to root user. We'll use error dump ng to check for the question asked, what's the channel the Wi-Fi global access point is currently using. Okay. So you can see here, do you see any Wi-Fi global? Let me try to minimize this output first. Wi-Fi campus, Vodafone, mobile. The scan usually takes a couple of minutes to identify it. So since you're not seeing it, now we can do what we call shorten our scan to a certain frequency, let's say 2.4 gigahertz. We'll say tak band, let's say A, 2.4 gigahertz, to see if we'll find it under that frequency. Yes, we finally found it. Here it is. Wi-Fi Global used is WPA2. Auth is management. By management, it means it's not the normal Wi-Fi that you just provide your password. No, you'll have to provide your username and a password. And usually it's tied to what we call a Redis server on the backend to verify your credentials. Okay. So for the first question, it is running on channel 44. That's the answer. Next challenge. What's the mark of the Wi-Fi IT client? So for this question, I will answer it in 2 ways. We have what we call a BSSID, ESSID, and what they are calling the client MAC address. So BSSID, it's usually like the MAC address of the access point. IT already identified, here it is. So for us to have a focus on it, we'll have to specify, one, the channel that it is running on, which is channel 11. And then we'll specify the BSSID for Wi-Fi IT, which is this, so that we can only have the output for it. MAC address of the Wi-Fi IT client. A client is an endpoint connected to the Wi-Fi network. In our case, we have one client connected to it, this one. Okay. So that's it. And then we can go to the next challenge. What's the probe of that? That's a MAC address. So by a probe, they mean, I will try to explain it in network terms. So what happens behind the scenes with Wi-Fi's whenever a client wants to look for a Wi-Fi network, the Wi-Fi network, they usually do what we call, they advertise themselves out to the clients to identify them. So for instance, my phone is a client, okay? I want to connect maybe to the, let's say, Wi-Fi IT. So once I open my network, I enable Wi-Fi on my phone, it will scan asking for which Wi-Fi network is available out there. And then you see Wi-Fi IT, it comes and advertises itself out. Hey, Wi-Fi IT, I'm out here, I'm available. So by probe, they mean this is a client that has connected to a certain Wi-Fi network. The probe will be the name of the Wi-Fi network that this client has connected to. And we'll just see it here. Let me mark it somewhere. Okay. So we'll do this. We'll clear all that out. Then look specifically for that. So 78. C1A7BF7246. I think we have seen it somewhere. Yes, here it is. So below here, above here, we are seeing the Wi-Fi networks, the channels they're running on, beacons, etc., etc. On our question, this is the client, which on the lower side we are calling certain Wi-Fi network, which the BSSID is not highlighted. However, the probe is here. It's either Wi-Fi offices or JSON. We can try Wi-Fi offices, see if it's the answer. And if you have a question, you can just interrupt me. I don't want to leave anyone behind. Okay. Up to there. I hope we are together. I'm talking to myself. Oh, no questions. Okay.
Oh, there was a question.
Oh, yeah.
Curious was asking
Yeah.
if you need a router to be able to tackle the lab.
No, the Wi-Fi's are already configured for you to perform all sorts of attacks on it. So you don't actually need it. But in a real-world engagement, you could say you need what we call Wi-Fi adapters that support what we call packet injection. Some of the good adapters we call, they are alpha. These ones, alpha Wi-Fi adapters. These ones, they're the ones that are, yeah. So just go to the next question. So the next one is going to be, so for this one, you're going to do something different. Sorry. We're going to do something different. We're going to use a tool called MDK4. MDK4, it's an improvement of another tool that was called MDK3. You can see it over here. So here it is. New version of it. It's a Wi-Fi testing tool from, these are the creators of it. Yes. So it is, but just to explain it much better, we'll use WP2. Let's see. Parts of doing reconnaissance. Reconnaissance I'm going to do. So Control L. So let's see. I think you can already see it here. Yeah, it's an open network. Okay. Length 9. So this is one of the things they were trying to show you as a way of implementing security in terms of Wi-Fi. That you putting your ESSID, disabling what we call broadcasting. Broadcasting, that's where you make your Wi-Fi network appear as hidden. However, it's a good security feature, or okay, I can say it's in quotes good security, but it can still be identified. Okay, so we can see MDK4. See how it's run. MDK4 usage. Let me just do this. We go to my notes. So there, yeah. MDK4 to perform brute force to launch probes with each of the ESSID until the IP responds. Okay. So if you see here, airdump ng, sorry, airdump ng w10mon, as part of information gathering, assuming this was an organization that these are the Wi-Fi networks in the region, okay? First things first, you can see the naming convention. It starts with Wi-Fi hyphen followed by a certain word, old, campus, etc. So with us here, we have a word list, rocky.txt. So what we'll do, we'll say cat rocky.txt. And then we'll use a tool called awk. So this tool will help us embed the word Wi-Fi before the word following it. Let's say it's John, so it will be Wi-Fi hyphen John. So we'll say print Wi-Fi hyphen $1. So what it does, it will embed this word Wi-Fi hyphen $1. $1 means the first column, if I'm not wrong, or the first word. Okay, on the word list, it will be embedded the word Wi-Fi to it. Then we'll put it on a, let's, okay, missing pass.txt. We've done something here. Can correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Okay, so ls can say cat pass.txt, and you can see we have embedded the word Wi-Fi to every word. Okay, the initial word list looked like this, simple word list like that. Okay, so you can say MDK4. So we are going to do a brute force attack to the Wi-Fi. So let's mark its BSSID, or what we call the MAC address, w10mon. Okay, that one. So we can say MDK4. Back to my notes. So we have done this part, used the word lists, embedded the word Wi-Fi to it, it has explained it much better. So here's the command that we're going to use. MDK4, the interface that you have set into monitor mode. Okay. And then P, what does it do? It specifies the probe request flood mode in MDK4. So you're going to perform a probe request flood. And then T to specify the target. In our case, it's this, as we saw here. Here it is. And then next, take F. What does it do? The F option provides a file containing SSIDs. SSIDs, it's the name of the networks that we had. So let's try and see what will happen. So MDK4, the interface that is in monitor mode, we're performing a probe request flood attack. And then we give it the BSSID, which is the MAC address of the Wi-Fi access point. Then we specify the file or the word list to use for the attack. So what is happening? The tool is performing a brute force attack to this kind of access point. It is using what we call anonymous clients, trying to connect to this access point so that it can give out the name or what we call the ESSID of the Wi-Fi name. That's what you're trying to get. We wait and see if we'll find it. It usually takes some time, so don't worry. Is there any question?
Yeah, guys, feel free to drop questions in the chat. So I'll be answering them. Oh, I see. Curious had a question again. I need some lessons on piping. Any courses you can recommend?
Piping. Maybe learning Linux fundamentals. There are a couple of platforms you can learn it from. I myself used Over the Wire. Hack the Box has Linux OS module. It teaches you quite a lot. You can also use it. Yeah. So let's see if
There was also
it's still looking for it. Okay, sorry.
it's okay. There was also another question by root 52126. Can Wi-Fi do the same ESSID to cracking?
I haven't yet demonstrated with it, but I assume yes. I'm still yet to do with it. MDK4, I have used it. I think it's more efficient. Yes. Because with ESSID cracking, it's the same way like trying to, okay, what you guys have been saying, trying to attack your neighbor's Wi-Fi. With it also, you'll have to do a lot of what we call OSINT because, you know, in Kenya, everyone has different naming conventions for their Wi-Fi networks. For instance, if I showed you how my Wi-Fi is named, I don't think there are these kind of letters in your keyboard.
Damn.
You can find this on your keyboard, and it's also hidden. So for instance, for mine, you literally have to have MBs. Go to my blog page. On the footer, you'll find this name. Yeah. You see, you have to do a lot of OSINT. Get to understand how to attack the Wi-Fi. Still running. Okay.
So I guess there was someone with a question. I don't know if Mudangi is going to speak the question he had while we wait.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I'm asking, like, for me to be able to, if I'm learning like Wi-Fi pen testing, like, do I need to first acquire that wireless
Adapter.
WLAN device? Yes,
No,
the adapter.
no. For instance, for me, I don't have any of those adapters. The platform I'm using, they have provided me with a VM virtual machine that's pre-built with everything in it to perform all sorts of attacks. And the good thing it, you can reset the virtual machine whenever you want, restart it however you want. And then yeah,
Yes.
and then I've been using this platform to practice whatever I've been learning from Hack the Box. However, also this platform, they have like their own certification exam called CWP with different attack vectors that you can use. Okay.
Okay. So what I'm asking, like, if from my virtual box, can I be able to? I don't need to like to get the WLAN adapter, right?
Uh,
Or you can tell me which that platform, then I can
yes,
also be
this
practicing
this
from there.
this is one of the labs you
That's all.
can do it. If you want to do like a real world pen test, you need literally to have the adapters.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's taking a lot of time. Any other question, guys? Kali is an OS. Route 52 and 26. Kali is an OS. Does it support monitor mode? Okay, what I'm saying supports monitor mode. It's what we are calling the wireless interfaces. You see on your laptop, the same way you have RAM, SSID, SSID, hard disk, there is also what we call Wi-Fi interfaces. Now, those Wi-Fi interfaces are the ones that I'm saying. You need to have one that supports what we call packet injection. Okay. Okay. Sorry to ask, what is the use of MDK5? We can search. We can search. We can search. What's the use of MDK5? I'm still a noob, so what's the use of MDK5? So MDK5 is a high capacity DDR5 RAM kit designed for optimal performance in computing systems, particularly for gaming and high performance tasks. It offers features like high bandwidth, overclocking capabilities, and blah, blah. Yes, AI has simplified it for us, artisan. You can see over here use cases, gaming, content creation, and the likes. Still running. Oh my god. Patience, please. Anywhere in Kenya where we can get data that supports both monitor and packet injection mode, pretty expensive on Amazon. In Kenya, I haven't found any. Yeah. Even me in Kenya, I haven't found. So I'm just relying on Amazon as well to find one. Then, in regards to Wi-Fi hacking, is the main vulnerability we are looking to exploit. Solely depends on that they use or are there other factors. So I can answer it in two ways. WPA2, WPA3, they are both vulnerable. However, WPA3 introduced what we call protected management frames, protect manage frames, PMF. So PMF it was introduced in WPA3 to reduce the attack vector for the authentication attacks that was more vulnerable, the authentication attacks, it was more promely used on WPA2. You see? So WPA3, yes, it's still vulnerable to the authentication attacks, but if the PMF is set to true, it cannot be vulnerable to it. So what happened with Wi-Fi, an improvement reduces an attack vector. And then that's one way. The second way, routers. The same way we have hardware hacking, there are routers that are vulnerable to CVEs. If I could show you on the box, one of the modules actually teaches about that.
Victor,
Like,
so
yeah.
Yeah, you really can't share the content from Academy, like the actual
Like the
content.
box.
You can just share the
Yeah.
the module, the only the module name and probably the summary, like that's outside. But the content
Okay.
itself is going to be going.
No.
Yeah.
So. Okay. So okay, let me refer to my notes. Refer to my notes that I did. As we wait for this. Oh my god. Let me see if it's actually doing its work. So, since we have more wireless interfaces, we can perform the other challenges. Sudo su just to be safe. Okay, let's go to the next challenge as this one continues. Oh, we can't. Okay, so what's the flag on the AP route of the Wi-Fi guest network? As I said, open networks, they usually have no passwords into them. You can think of it as the free Wi-Fi that you see, they are named everywhere. Yeah. So for this one, we are going to create what we call a configuration file. Let's call it guest Wi-Fi. Okay, guest.config. So this is how it's going to look like. Okay. SSID is equals to Wi-Fi guest. And then we have to say if we will have any key management. Key management is equals to none. It's like this. Okay. Save X. So remember I told you this is a Docker instance. For this question, if it was a real world environment, if you look at my machine, for instance, here, I come to networks. You see, these are all networks that are broadcasting themselves. Okay. On the VM, we could have come here. Here, you could see the network here, Wi-Fi guest. We connect to it directly, and then we get an IP. We go to the website, we get the password. So, however, we'll use another tool called WPA supplicant. So this tool helps in connecting of Wi-Fi networks. Okay. Is it over? Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Oh. So here it is. Just to explain it much better. Okay. we missed out on something while creating our configuration file. So after we got our SSID, we shall now try to connect to the network using WPS Archive. Okay, so as I've said here, it's a utility for managing wireless network connections in Linux from the terminal after creating a config file that will enable us to connect to the Wi-Fi. The contents of the file will be as shown below. So we did something wrong. So we didn't put scan SSID, but let's see and break it, how I broke it down. So this block defines a specific Wi-Fi network configuration. Okay. SSID, the name of the Wi-Fi network. In our case, so it's Wi-Fi guest. So we have explained it. And then key management, we set it to none. It specifies that no key management is required for this network. Hence the word open network. And then scan SSID 1 tells WPS applicant to actively scan for the specified SSID. Okay? So that's one thing we didn't set up on our configuration file. We'll have to set it up. Yeah. Scan SSID, we set it to 1. Okay. And then what did I say again? So after I've prepared our file, we shall now try to reconnect to the Wi-Fi using WPS applicant. So the command we'll use is as follows. And here's the breakdown. For connecting to Wi-Fi, okay, the D option specifies the driver backend to be used. DNL, that's the drive that we want to use. This drive is the one that the wireless interface was built on. You get the way you install Windows on your machine, you have to install drivers for sound, etc., etc., etc. So the Wi-Fi interface that we are going to be using has this kind of driver, and then specify the the interface W2. Replace this with your blah blah blah. Specifies the interface name of the Wi-Fi network card you want to connect with. Okay. And then C option specifies the configuration file to use. In our case, we named it guest.config. So let's see what happens when you do that. Any results? Oh, okay. WPS applicant DNL 802.111 interface. We can say we want to use WLAN 3. And then the configuration file, in our case, we called it guest. Okay. Key management none. Blah, blah, blah. What did we do wrong? What did we do wrong? So let's look at our configuration file on our notes. Key management SSID, or you can just do this. Take this format and compare it with what we wrote. No, guest. Key management none. Scan SSID to 1. Oh, the spacing. Okay. The spacing is the problem. All right. So our SSID is called Wi-Fi guest. Wi-Fi guest. So let's repeat again. Successful initiated every second. Okay, so this is what we are waiting for. This output to be precise. The enter of this output, trying to authenticate. This is ID. So what happened in the background is this. WPS applicant went on, scanned the networks. So you see error.png. As I was saying, if it was on our normal laptop, sudo. We could be seeing it here, somewhere over here, and connect that. We connect direct to it. Okay. So the reason you're seeing these too many outputs, it's because these too many outputs below here, it's because of MDK4 running here. Oh, okay. So we are supposed to run that so that we can get something interesting. So whatever you're seeing here, this is the word list that is being used to brute force. And as you can see here on the output, it's trying too many of them probes. The probes are running on and on and on and on. Okay. So let's try and cancel it. We see what will happen. This other side. Still running. As we continue to find our probe, we can continue over here. So we have connected. Okay. But we aren't connected yet. So we are going to use another tool called DH client. And what does it do? Back to my notes. Back to my notes again. So the command DH client, this is what? DHCP program, client program on Linux system. It requests network configuration parameters like an IP address, subnet mask, gateway, DNS servers from a DHCP server on the network. Okay. So, and then WLAN2, the interface, the name of the network interface for which the DHCP request is being made. In this case, it's WLAN2, but in our case, it's WLAN3, the one we used with WPS supplicant to connect to the Wi-Fi network. Okay. And then V will enable what we call verbose mode. The output will be seen on the screen. So let's see how it happens. So here, so that I don't lose you, we connected to the network via this wireless interface. Okay. So we want this interface to be assigned an IP on that network, of which is the Wi-Fi guest. Okay. Sudo again. So we want to be given an IP address, and now we have an IP address bound to what? 192.168.10.46. So it's done. Completed all this, complete nothing. For real. Again, my boy, again. So let's see what it will look like. If I love dude XXO so I think I'll let the two run concurrently. We see what we'll get. Because that runs the redump NGs. They are running. So I don't want just to give you the answer because it's over here. Anyway, so where are we? We are here. What's the flag on the AP router of the Wi-Fi guest network? Okay, what I wanted to explain is this. Whenever you are connected to a Wi-Fi, you are given a IP address, right? So for instance, this is the IP to our client. That's our interface. This is the IP it's given to. So in a Wi-Fi network, we usually have what we call the gateway IP. The gateway IP, for instance, the network it's 192. Okay, let's go to my Windows. I'll show you what I mean. Config /all. Okay, so it's a wireless interface. You're connected via wireless interface. This is it. Okay, DHCP server is here. Default gateway it's this one. Really? Okay. They'll test it, however. So the default gateway, it's where we can get to access our router's For instance, if it's tender, the admin dashboard or admin page where you can get to set configurations in terms of blocking a certain client or an endpoint or a device connected to a network, where you can be able to change the name of your Wi-Fi, things like that. So if I go to mine is 192.168.100.1 if I'm not wrong. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Blocked. Wow. So in essence, this is what I'm trying to say. Firefox 192. So ours, the default gateway will be 10.1. This is where we can get the admin dashboard for this particular Wi-Fi network, so that we can be able to, if you wanted to block a client on our network, if you wanted to change the name of our Wi-Fi name and things like that. Dun, 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 dun. To log in, click on the button. Another bottleneck. We'll have to bypass this. This is like a captive portal where you're required to, what can I say? You're required to put credentials. For instance, a username and a password to be able to access the Wi-Fi network. A good example of this, this is, okay, an advanced example of this one, because this is just a simple one. Anyone who has been to, okay, for instance, my university, JKUAT, we usually used what we call EduRoam. So EduRoam, you literally needed to use your school email and the registration number. That was the first time when you're connecting to the Wi-Fi network. After that, you are required to change it. Okay? So for this one, captive portal, you may find, let's say you are in, I experienced it while I was in Juja. Okay. While I was in university, the apartment I used to live on, we had Wi-Fi, but we were required to input details via the captive portal in terms of name, where name was the house you are living in, the house number, and then the password could be, let's say, your name and the date you entered the house. So for instance, it could be house number C37, and then the password could be something like Victor at 2026. See. So for this one, we'll do something else, okay? Is it finished? Bruh. Okay. Let's see again. So for this one, we'll have to capture traffic, okay, using Wireshark, so that we can see if there is any client on the network who will have done what we call connected to the network, logged in, so that we can use that password or even a session cookie to bypass the captive portal. So we will just use aerodump-ng, again, wrun0mon, to see it's running on which network. Okay, kidogo. Just wait on that. So Wi-Fi, okay, sudo. God damn it. Let me just switch to root user. So aerodump-ng, wrun0mon, Wi-Fi guest. Yes, we see it. Okay, so we'll specify a lot of things. So first, the channel it's running on, it's on channel 6. The BSS ID of that Wi-Fi network, so that we capture traffic specifically for that. And then at W, we say we write it to guest. So what I've done here is we use aerodump-ng to monitor for the Wi-Fi guest running on channel 6. The traffic will be put in a file named guest.cap, guest-01.cap. That's the naming convention used by aerodump-ng. So let's see as it captures traffic. Please cooperate, my boy. Okay, so the traffic is being captured. So any questions? I ask for passwords. Artisan, I ask for passwords. Question. Okay. So I think that traffic is quite enough. Control C. So we will use Warshak. So let me just read the files that were generated. So AirDumpNG generates a couple of files, okay? The first one, as you can see, this is the pickup file or the traffic file, traffic capture or something like that. Kismet. So this Kismet CSV, these are some of the files that we can use with something we call airgraph. Is it airgraph? Oh, okay. Since I cannot share my, let me see if I can share it via my notes. Income, airgraph in G. It's supposed to be airgraph in G. So airgraph in G, it's a tool that helps one, these two files. You see, like the way we have Bloodhound for Active Directory, where you have to upload a file called sharphound on the AD environment so that we can be able to get a mapping of how the endpoints are connected in the Active Directory in terms of groups, something like that. So airgraph with and AeroDumpNG, the files that have been generated here by AeroDumpNG, one of the files will show client connected to the Wi-Fi network, and another one, Wi-Fi network connected to which client. The only thing that is changing is the arrow direction pointings. Okay. Hey, bruh. Okay. So I'll show you that some day or maybe tomorrow while I do it with Uganda. So guest.cap. So we want to see if we can get any credentials. Okay. Let's see if we'll see anything. 302, nothing. Login. You see, we have something over here. And as you can see, we have found the username and the password to the platform. Okay. So let's see if these two will work. Another one again. We can try and use these ones. So let's use this free too. We copy the value. I think I closed that. Firefox 192.168.10.1. I don't know why today it's not cooperating. For this particular challenge, this is how we were doing it. We go back to record notes. You see, if I love and that. Or could it be the way I've named my commands? Let's see. See if it will actually work this time. Continue. As that tries to load, we go to our terminal. So this one. Yes. We do this. Exact replica. See if anything will change. So Firefox. We saw something on Wireshark. What was the username? Free2, and that was the password. This thing is taking forever to load.
Victor, so there are like two questions for you. Jaspoint was saying, in real world, isn't this traffic encrypted? And Ruth also had a question.
Yes, yes. Actually, there's one of the labs that does this. Don't want to go jumping, but I can just show you. Okay, it's finally up. So let's see. Free to, and then we go get the password. With the value, we go to our terminal. Please, please. Oh, come on. Okay. So let's copy it and then we get the go on this password over here. This is the password you want. So then enter. So if we can log in with these credentials, one of them. Guys, bear with me. I have very limited resources on my laptop. Come on. Bruh. Okay. Let's see what's going on. You're still connected. Yeah. Nothing is happening. Okay. So for this particular challenge over here, it's taking forever. It's taking forever to load up. Can do this. See if anything will show up now. So for a successful probe request that we'll find, this is the output, how it will look like. This is how the output looks like. Job's done. Have a nice day. Okay. It's proving to be a headache. So just answer some questions. This is possible. Hey bro, it's true. I have limited resources. 8 GB of RAM only. So Metasploit 254, yes, the traffic is usually encrypted, but you can use what we call AirDecap NG. So how is this done? In the case of WPA2, for instance, I can use the router like Tender. Tender, behind your router, there is a black button. When you press it, you will turn on what we call WPS. WPS will now allow you to connect to a Wi-Fi network using a PIN. With this PIN, in terms of an attacker point of view, it's very easy to get the password. Okay? If I could show you with one of the labs, I feel like I'm jumping too much of this content because of this crap. So, okay, I'll just answer this one because it's taking time. The Wi-Fi we will find, it's called Wi-Fi free. That's the name of the Wi-Fi. Okay? So once you answer a new open challenge, another challenge opens up, as you can see. So what's the flag in the hidden AP router? Default credentials. Come on. Nothing. Really? Okay. You know what? I'm just going to create a word list with that word. Echo. See if it'll actually work. Wi-Fi free down fuck. Okay. Don't worry. You see? We've actually found it. It's called Wi-Fi free. Yeah. Yeah. Demo gods have decided to do their thing. Okay. Sorry. So I'm just adding so that I can answer some of the questions. So what's the flag in the hidden AP router behind default credentials? The same way we tried to log into the guest network, we'll now try to do it for the Wi-Fi free, okay? But we'll have to disable WPS applicant because we are now connecting to a new Wi-Fi network. Stop this, then come here again. Wireshark is done. Okay, so let that stay there. So we'll now create a new file, nano free.config, okay? Network is equals to what? Say SSID is equals to Wi-Fi free, and I know what's going on. Okay, key management, we'll say it's none. Let's see if this two will just suffice. So WPA supplicant, the driver 802.11, interface to use the configuration file, successfully initiated. Okay, we come here and then we say each client. The interface we used to connect, it's WLAN. I believe it was WLAN2. Yeah, WLAN2, okay. And then we enable verbose root. Okay. We're asking for IP address. Let's see if it will get any. Did you connect? Oh, it didn't connect. Okay. Did we do it wrong? Can we check? Yeah. So here it is. Hidden IP router. Oh, scan SSID. Do I need really to put it? Yes, I need to. I didn't do. It's stuck here because it's trying to ask for an IP address, but on our end, we are not connected yet. And that's the reason we didn't put something called, we didn't say we scan for SSID. Whenever we are creating this configuration file, we are making it look as normal as possible for someone who is just connecting to a network the normal way. Once you enable Wi-Fi on your network, on your phone, the Wi-Fi networks usually broadcast themselves out there. Okay, I see why. Okay. Pick, yeah. Sorry. Okay, let's see if we connect to it. Yes, once connected, DHCP, it's tried for a long time, no DHCP received, so let's try now, see if we will get an IP address, because here it says we are connected, as you can see. I hope my terminal is visible to you all. It's taking forever. Why? Oh yes, now we have an IP address. And now the IP to our default gateway has changed to this. Okay, so we'll say to have very limited resources. .16.1. Let's wait for it to load up. You see how it will usually look like. Yeah, I saw it 0. Thanks. Is there anyone lost, or this thing is too simple? Hello.
Guys, feel free to ask questions. Don't be
Yeah,
afraid.
let's talk. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Yes. You see what's so one of the default credentials we all know is admin. Admin. Okay, we told we try with default creds. Here it is. We're told we do what? Default credentials. Admin comes to mind. And once we are logged in, we get our flag. Okay. Yes. Now we are good to go. Next challenge. I know what's the problem for this particular challenge. So for Open Network, we were trying to do two types of attacks, okay? The first one was a normal Open Network, where it was normal, free Wi-Fi, anyone to connect. But for this one, the reason it was backfiring is because there's already a client connected to this network. So what we will be required to do, we will have to clone the MAC address of the client connected to the network so that we can be able to access the web page. That's why we saw while we were trying to log in, we were disconnected. Okay. So you may be wondering how I know all of this. So with aerodump-ng, disconnect, then come here, aerodump-ng, aerodump-ng, wlan0mon. We saw guest was on channel 6, if I'm not wrong. Yes, it was channel 6, this one, okay? So we say aerodump-ng, channel 6, specify the BSSID of that particular Wi-Fi. And see, you see, we have a client connected to it. So we can just do this. We are going to stop the network manager so that systemctl stop network. We are doing this because it's in a controlled environment. Okay. System. Okay. My goodness. My goodness. And then IP link set WLAN will let's use this one interface down. So we'll use a tool called MAC changer. WLAN3, specify the interface we want to change the MAC address, and then specify the MAC address you want to give to this particular interface. We want to give it this, okay? We have given it the new MAC address, this one, and then we set it up again. IP link set WLAN3 up. I think I have a problem. Then we start the network manager. Start network. Network manager. Okay. Once that is done, now we can use the configuration file we initially had, which was specify the driver, 802.11, specify the interface, WLAN2, specify the configuration file with our configs for the network. Don't tell me it's not here. Let's, is it here? Okay. So move guest.config slash them directory. Let's, okay, so we come back here. Tab, nice. Let's see if we get connected. We are connected. Okay. Now we go get our IP in that network, verbose. We are connected again. So Firefox, go to our endpoints, rather the admin dashboard for the Wi-Fi network. Firefox root and regulation session is not supported. Bruh, you know what? You won't give me ID. Come here. Oh, okay. Let's see. Any questions? So how do I know all those commands without ChatGPT in them? Bro, even when I do ChatGPT, I don't know the commands offhand. I don't know them offhand. You can forget sometimes. ChatGPT can be a friend. So let nobody lie to you using ChatGPT in hacking. It's a crime. It's just practice that makes you understand, or rather, come more familiar with the commands. Yeah. So don't feel down. Yeah? Unable to connect. Firefox, bro. Okay. Okay. But we. Why are you telling me this? Bruh. Why now? Connected. Did you get our client? It's connected. Okay. Let's see if we can reach the endpoint. Interesting. Boy. Okay. You know what? Do this. Let's guest. Wi-Fi guest. Scan SSID. Did we do that on our notes? Yes, Fluxion is one of the tools that does automation as well as, but Fluxion has one disadvantage though. You'll have to have two interfaces. Monitor mode for you to scan the network so that Fluxion can automatically pick them up. Once it picks them up, now you can use Fluxion to use that tool. I mean, you can use Fluxion now to automate everything. With Fluxion, it will capture the traffic and then set up a rogue access point. When a client connects to the Wi-Fi network, that password will be used to decrypt the traffic. Once the traffic is decrypted by Fluxion, that password will be verified to be true, and it will be put in a log file for you to access it. So Metasploit, you are right. Yes, Fluxion is one of the tools that does this automation. But I didn't want to run to the automated part because if you don't understand what happens behind the scenes, so even if you have the automated tool, you can't explain what actually happens. Okay. What's the flag on the period of the Wi-Fi guest network? So let's see the hint. To do this, obtain the credentials of the free user one and access the router. We have done that. We already have the credentials. And then try Wireshark. We already have the credentials. Okay. Why then is it not cooperating? What did we do? Our notes. Here you go. So we can disable scan SSID for us. In our case, that's the only difference. Really? Let's see. if we do, X. Okay. Please connect. Yes, connected. We come here, DH client, to get our IP. Eh? Only link answers file exists. Let's see now. Firefox, please. Can't run as root user. So okay, let's see if now you can access this destination host first. You know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to supplant this machine. Start. Let's wait to restart. This question that was asked. Encrypted. So for this Metasploit 254, it has started. Let's see. PNG01. So we may restart. Okay, NW config. Okay, so arrow M1 ng start W101. Bingo. Now we have done it again. So let's see if IW config W2 has the MAC address. Nothing. Okay, so let's see error dump ng. We saw it was on channel 6. My interface. Okay. Channel 6. Hey, bro. Okay. What did we put as M1ng? So M1 and 0. Dev config 101. Okay, now it's up. Okay, error dump ng 01. So it was on channel 6. Channel 6, if I guess, found it. BSSID. If I guessed, would be this one. Station found. Okay. Systemctl. Network manager. And then IP link set that belong to mark changer to give it this specific IP, and then we set this up. Set that belong to up, and then systemctl start network manager. Okay. Then WPA supplicant drive NL 82211 interface W2 configuration file for guest. Connect, connect, connect. Connected. Nice, nice. Each client to the bus. Connect, connect, connect. Please connect. Hmm. Mhm, mhm. Okay, now let's see if we can access the endpoint. Nice, nice. With that, we can now connect to Firefox. So we had the password for free2, if you guys remember. It was a user called free2. Yes. I hope I haven't lost anyone. Lost anyone. Questions, comments?
Yeah, guys, feel free to drop any question that you have, and if there are comments, as well.
Yeah.
If you'd like to talk, you can just request to speak, and we'll grant you access to the stage. So feel free to ask any questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be afraid.
Nice. So, you remember the first time when we tried to access the Wi-Fi guest captive portal? It was different from what you're seeing now. Why? Initially, the portal we saw, it was like for fresh users, completely fresh. You had to literally log in from there with those credentials first. And then after you changed your credentials, now I guess the portals will change. So for instance, it has changed to this because we have cloned the MAC address of a user in the network. So free2, and then we can use his password that we put here. Let's see if it will work. Okay. Authenticate. And I think it has worked. Nice, nice, nice. So we have the flag. Okay, Terminator, most of this is new to me. What's most of it? Okay. Have I lost you anywhere? We begin from there. Did I lose you anywhere? So, first thing first, we have attacked an open network. Okay. The next one is called legacy. For legacy, the kind of network we are going to, it was, so legacy, it reminds, how can I put it? Legacy, it's named legacy. Why? Because the the new that was used, the protocol, it was called web. This is what web Wi-Fi. Is it protocol? Hey bro. Wow. Okay. It's a protocol. Yeah. Because web was an improvement of the open network. It's the web broken. Do not use crackable in minutes. You see, when Wi-Fi was coming into life, it started with open network, free for everyone. And then web. I don't want to go to the box because I will show a lot of notes. So let me just go to. Okay. Okay. Is this also okay if I show notes like this?
Yeah, it's okay. I think you summarized it. You just you got the information, like your understanding from what you read from academy, and then you put
Okay.
you
Okay.
put it there. So it's okay. No worries.
Okay. So So it's an overview. Open networks are vulnerable to eavesdropping because their traffic is not encrypted. To address this, web equivalent privacy was introduced. You see, so web was an improvement of the open network. Evolution, in short. So this is the technologies used. Initialization vectors. This is just a couple of numbers. A 40-bit or 104-bit shared key, a reversed cipher RC4, in other words. Okay, maybe I'll share my notes. I don't want to bore you guys with a lot of talking. Elaborate more on the MK command. MK, you mean by MDK4? The tool we used 0. But the commands and tools are new. The password that we asked for. Okay, so MDK4. My friend. Used for what? That loads up. So about it. So MDK4 is a Wi-Fi testing tool from those two guys, okay? It uses the OSDEP library from the AircrackNG project to inject frames on several operating systems. Many parts of it have been contributed by the great AircrackNG community. Some of the people that features. It supports two Wi-Fi cards. Okay. One for receiving data, another for injecting data. So for this one, it's telling you that MDK4 can be used for brute force attacks, like the one we used. Supports block the specified SSID in common option. Supports both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. This is in terms of frequencies. We have the way you hear 5G, 4G networks. So in networks, we have 2.4 gigahertz channels and then 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi networks as well. Supports IDS evasions. Yes, you may wonder, supports IDS evasion. Also, Wi-Fi networks, there's defenses that can be put in place. One of the tools that I know of, it's called Wireless IDS. It's open source, created by the Enzyme Group. And it's also here in one of the challenges. This one, where is it? Okay. So once we solve challenges, it will open up. Okay. So this is the guys. This is just one of the tools. Bro, I'm sorry, thanks. Elaborate the command. Bro, masters. I'm not a master. I'm not that a guru. As my name suggests, I'm just a noob. Okay. 0, it seems you're sorted. Sawa. Let's do the next challenge then. What's the next challenge? What's the flag on the Wi-Fi old website? You can just check the hints. Web is obsolete. Okay. AircrackNG is your friend. Okay. You can do this automatically using BSSIDNG. So I will use the one suggested here However, we can attack web with there's a lot of attack vectors that we can use. Some of them that I practiced with, we have what we call the Core Chop Chop attack, Cafe Latte attack, and then fragmentation attacks. These are all different attack vectors that we can use to attack our web network. But we can try use the BSSID NG because it's part of the Aircrack NG suite. And I believe that's one of the tools I used. If I'm not wrong. Yes, I used BSSID NG. So, however, before we go there, we'll start with doing what we call reconnaissance. We get the name of the Wi-Fi. Okay. So we can disconnect. So M1NG, check kill all processes that are running. So we can say ordap ng double 0 mon. What was the question again about? It was which Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi old. Okay, so we want to get all the details, and I think we have it. So there it is. So we can just specify to focus on it. It's running on channel 3. The BSSID is that. Option is web. Okay. So we have found that. So from my notes, how did we do it? This is okay. This is the breakdown of the command that we'll use. Okay. This is the command, but here's the breakdown. The main tool being run, it automates the process of scanning for networks, associating with access points, capturing WPA handshakes, and then cracking web encrypted networks. Specify the channel. We found it's on channel 3. We specify again the BSSID of the Wi-Fi network, which is that here. And then the interface that we want to connect to, which is WLAN2. We'll use WLAN2, but no, let's use another one because WLAN2 we configure it for Wi-Fi guest, and then V for verbose mode to see the output, and this is how it will look like. Okay, so let's do that. So BSSIDNG, we specify, what did we specify? What did we specify? Channel and the channel, the BSSID, the interface we will use to connect, and then the verbose scanning, probing, flood request. It will take some time. It's running different on my machine. Let's see. So the command the problem. Okay, command is not the problem. So it takes some time. It takes some time. Any more questions? No more questions. Comments? The session boring? The session is fun? No questions. Okay.
Okay. Mhm. It's really taking some time. Wait, wait. W2. Okay, that's the problem. Mhm. So it was taking a lot of time because the interface is on another MAC address of another network. So that it continues doing the cracking, because we'll go here again. What's the flag found on the Wi-Fi event? What's the password of the Wi-Fi copy legacy? Pum, 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 pum. Pum, 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 pum. So this is a new tool I'm going to introduce you to called Riva. And this one is another tool called EAP MD5 Pass. Let me check my notes. Cracking. We have two types of cracking, offline and online. Was it this one if we did it? Till then. Mhm. Still running. Oh my god. Mhm. Mhm. Do this. Mash. Restart machine. This is a new challenge. Okay, interesting. What are the hints? PSK old attack. Okay, yes, I'm correct. We're going to use a Riva WPS pin attack. So there's another tool called Riva. This one over here. So Riva, it's a tool for attacking what we call performing an online brute force attack. There's two types of attack when attacking WPA2, WPS enabled. So the one we are attacking, it's a personal network. Recon and brute force, yeah. This one. Let's see. Wait, online. Mm, yeah, this is the one you're going to be using. Online brute force attack. So where is it starting from DK4? I think I will share my notes with. Was it 0? Session is on, bro. We see no one. Masters. Masters, you can DM me. I can share my notes with you if that's okay. Mhm. Yeah, sure, I can share with you. You'll DM. Will DM. It has restarted. Nice. Let's see if this thing now can behave. Hey. Okay, did it again. This is the log. I'll have to delete that file. Mm. Yes. Oh, shit. Yes. Lesson tools. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I hope it has behaved. So for this one, as you wait, it's starting to behave like the one for ESSID. So we can go to the next one, the next challenge. Is there any question? No. Okay. The next question. PSK old attack. So we'll first start with doing recon as normal. Get the Wi-Fi event. Still running. Okay. So we'll come here. G. Check kill. Let's see if it will. Nothing is running. So M1NG start W01. Oh, W10. So that can be W01. Okay. And then aero dumping G W01. Wi-Fi event, seen it. Here it is. Wi-Fi event. So we can focus on that specifically. Specify the channel 8. Specify the business ID to be not on. So someone asked a question a while back about vulnerabilities. I believe it was it Zero or Masters? I'm not sure. Was it? Anyways, so with AeroDump NG, you can also allow, while you're doing a recon, to display the manufacturer of the device. Okay? Wait. What did we do wrong? Okay. Yes. So you see, sometimes this information on manufacturers will help you identify. For instance, let's say if we found that there was a CV associated with tender routers. Once you run the manufacturer on your recon, when the access point gets to be identified and then the manufacturer of the device gets to be identified as well, you may go ahead and try to use the CVEs that, for instance, the tender router is vulnerable to attack it with, and see if it's actually vulnerable to avoid all this hassle. Okay? Hey, rather. 1.3 seconds. All neighbors owned, dying. Okay. So what? They're dead, so what? RM, ref, BSSID, log. Okay. Let's see. Because it's supposed to display the key. It's supposed to display the key. Login. Okay. So for this one, this is how it's supposed to be displayed. Once it found we are in.
Hello. I think we've lost you for a moment. Yeah, you're not audible. Continue.
And now, hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now you're audible.
Okay. So I think since time has gone, we have solved the challenges up to open network. Okay, so I can do this. I'll do this legacy, the first challenge, and then I'll continue tomorrow at UG from where I will stop all the way to SAE. Is that okay with you guys? So that I don't talk too much.
Yeah, that's okay. So probably for the people who want to continue with that, follow along
Okay.
with the session, they can proceed to the next session that HTB Uganda is holding.
So finally, it has spawned it. So we can check the log file. You see, we have found the key. The initialization vectors I was telling you about. Okay. Guess that was one of the things that was going wrong. Okay, so what we'll do next, we'll come the configuration file, just the same way we did the previous one, so that we get to connect to the network using WPS applicant. So the breakdown of what is happening in this file, it's as below. So we'll connect to the SSID, Wi-Fi, set key management to none, and then we give the web key that we have found without the colon symbol, just 11B33CD55 raw as it is, and then define the web key for the network. The key is also to be supplied with this placeholder. So this is a placeholder for holding a variable in terms of bash scripting. So this is how we'll have to write our key without the colons. Okay. And then webkey_adx specifies which web key index to use for transmission. So web supports multiple keys up to 4 with an index from 0 to 3. Means the first web key 0 will be used for encrypting outgoing packets. Okay, so let's see. Let's
Let's see. So here's our file. Take it, then we'll come to our VM. Just do it in this order. Okay. It was called the name of the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi old. You can just old dot config. Copy paste that. Come plus card BSSID. We take this key. Remove the semicolons. CWPS applicants, the driver, the interface, say old. So don't worry why I'm using W12 now. We did reset our machine. So the configurations that I made initially were all erased. So we come DH client. Let's get an IP for interface. Then we go to the admin panel, see what will happen. Okay. Oops. See if anything change. We have flag, and that's all the challenges up to where we are. I think I'll stop there. Any questions? Someone asked about encryption of traffic. I'll answer that tomorrow in one of these pre-shared key Wi-Fi that I'll be attacking. Yeah, that's all from me, guys. Thanks.
Thank you, Victor Noob, for the awesome session. I know that probably people have been a bit quiet, but it's because they were just wowed by the amount of knowledge that you've been able to give them. So, um, yeah, yeah, it is something unique, something a bit different uh, from what people are used to. So, I could say that they were trying to internalize what you are trying to teach them. So I'm pretty sure once they are more familiar with the contents that you've been able to tell them today, in the more future sessions that you're going to be having for Wi-Fi security, they're probably going to be contributing quite a lot. So thank you so much for the awesome session. I really appreciate you. Are you actually talking, Victor? I'm not able to hear you.
No, I'm not talking.
Oh yeah, it's just because I was seeing that green. I like I was seeing that. I thought you were talking because I was seeing that green lighting
No.
on your profile. So I thought that you were talking, but it's all good. So Really thank you for the awesome session. Yeah, indeed. Ms. Farmers just said that we need more niche topics like this. So, yeah, we really need to. We're going to be having more of this. So, this is just but one of the sessions that we're going to be having. So, Victor Nuba, we really appreciate you. For those people who are following along, tomorrow is going to be continuing with the rest of the challenges on Hack the Box Meetup Uganda. Feel free to RSVP. I've just shared the I've shared the link on the chat. If you're on Discord, let me see if I can share it on YouTube as well, so that everyone on all sides can get it. So I saw that there was someone on YouTube who wanted to join. So um, yeah, currently I saw someone on YouTube who was saying that they wanted to join our group. So currently the main group is full, but even if it's full, we're working on doing a good cleanup. But even if the main group is full, you can still join if you want to join the group, the Hack the Box group. Still join. You can still join through off topic, and then from off topic, it's just that when you join through off topic, you're going to be getting conversations that are towards memes, those cybersecurity related memes. But it depends, just everything that's off topic. But still, I'm going to be channeling the same information that I'm channeling on the main group, on the announcement channel, um, to the off topic, since we know that there are new joinees who want to get good information and everything, but they're not able to get it because they're not in the main group. So if for you to join, just since the group right now is full, just join through the off-topic group. Then be on the lookout if to see if someone in the main group has left. Because normally, let's say like within a day, you find that some probably like one or two guys have left through the main group. So you can just join in once you see that those two guys or some one person has left. Yeah, so feel free to do that. I think I've answered the guy who was asking on YouTube how they're able to join the group. And as well, I've already thanked Victor Noop for what he's done. That was pretty amazing. So thank you, bro. And we look forward to having you again. Um, as for the rest of the audience, as well, if you feel like you probably have a topic that you want to share with us here, um, don't don't be afraid to share. Like we are all open. Like it's always good to share information so that you actually get a clean understanding of whatever that you've learned. Um, so feel free to share it. Like just you can either reach out to me or reach out to Lentine, and we can schedule a session for you. You necessarily don't have to be a clean master at whatever that you're actually learning to do a session. I want you to understand that. Take it as when you are doing that session, you are actually reinforcing whatever that you've learned. And on top of reinforcing it, you're actually gaining confidence in in delivering a speech, in delivering a session in a crowd of people. This community is huge. A lot of people are attending. So this can be a great chance to actually revamp your resume, um, show that show that you're standing out, you're unique, you're actually contributing in sharing knowledge to the community. So even if it's something small, let's say like a technique that you did through when you're doing bug bounty, or let's say there's just something small that you learned from somewhere when you're solving a machine, you can just do that specific thing. Like let's say there was an XSS that you pulled that was very sophisticated. For you, you found it like it's something sophisticated, but you want to understand it. Just come here. We can schedule a session. You can just either reach out to me or Lentine, and we can schedule that session. We're going to share that link. There's a link for people who'd like to register as speakers. Um, they can actually input their details there, and we'll schedule a session for them. We're going to share that link soon again, we had shared it like a couple of months back. So for the back-to-back sessions that we've been having, it's been because of the the speakers who had registered to have sessions with us. So it can span across very many domains. Like today, you see that we're having Wi-Fi security sessions. So feel free to contribute. And again, we really don't judge. No one was born an expert. I wasn't even born an expert. Um, we all start from somewhere. So never be afraid to ask any question, even if you feel that it's probably a basic question. There's no type of question. In here, we really don't find any question basic. So if you drop it, someone is going to answer. I'll try to answer. Even the speaker as well will try to answer. The speaker will not like look down upon you for asking him a question, like a question that you probably feel that is easy. We all started from somewhere. Yeah, so don't be afraid to ask questions. That's one thing that I want all of us to. Yeah, so thank you, Victor Noob. See you again. We hope that we're going to have you again for our next one. For those who want to follow along for the next coming Wi-Fi challenges, yeah, don't forget to RSVP through the link that I've shared in the chat. I think I've shared on both YouTube and here on Discord. When it comes to awards, unfortunately, the award we are going to be awarding the cubes to 3 people tomorrow. I'm going to make sure that I've announced by end of day tomorrow, so that we can actually the people who are going to have won can reach out to us with their emails. Um, and as well, the criteria that we're going to be using is the one that I had sent on the chat earlier. The following that chat, yeah. Uh, yeah, just be on the like that's the chat that we're going to be using in selecting our winners. Yeah. So with that, does anyone have any question? Probably you saw something during the session and you wanted to point it out, but you weren't able to point it out on time. Or probably you are a bit shy. Just feel free to drop it here. You can drop it in the chat, or you can feel, oh, you're raising your hand. Let me accept your request so that you can answer. Or you can, yeah, Ugangi.
So I'm asking, if I want to improve on my technical skill, my skills on Wi-Fi pen testing, do you recommend that course of Hack the Box? Can is it, or, or what do you suggest? What would you advise?
Uh, yes, Hack the Box course is actually better for Wi-Fi hacking. I will suggest it, yes. However, it's not cheap. If you wanted to start, one of the vectors you can do is be participating in platforms like this to get cubes to unlock modules. And also the Wi-Fi Challenge Lab. Yeah, it's one of the platforms where you can learn while doing.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Welcome.
Yeah. So I actually was supposed to talk about that. So so there was a pathway that Hack the Box had introduced. I think it was last year, right? Wireless for wireless pen testing. The it comes together with certification, the Certified Wi-Fi Pen Testing Expert. That is the CWPE. So um, it costs a lot. Like you have to. There are like different pathways that you can go with if you want to actually complete the path. You can go with a gold annual subscription. For a gold annual subscription, which allows you to do 2 certifications that are advanced. That is the certified Wi-Fi pen testing expert together with the certified Active Directory pen testing expert together with the other one. There's also a web exploitation expert certification too. So you're for out of those expert certifications, you're able to win you're able to like not to win, sorry. You're able to do two certifications from them through the gold annual subscription. And for the gold annual subscription, it's costly. Just as Victor had said, it costs like 1,260 US dollars per year. So within a year, you get to do two certifications and you get access to the entirety of HTB, like all the tier one, tier two, three, and four courses. That includes the the sophisticated blue team courses. Like there's one for Windows kernel telemetry. I can't really remember it, but yeah, you get access to a lot. You pretty much get access to a lot to the entirety of Hack the Box Academy. So yeah, that's it. And on top of that, you can still buy the if you already have the path unlocked, you can purchase them. If now that in order for you to like actually uh, do the exam, you have to have completed the entire path, and that is through winning cubes, as Victor was saying. Um, Earlier, when the session was starting, we talked about cubes being awarded. So when you actually win cubes, I don't know if I should share my screen or, but if you actually win those Hack the Box Academy cubes, you can go and purchase the individual modules that are pertaining to that certification. That is the wireless pen testing certification. I don't know if Victor could probably share his screen because I've seen that he's cleared. It's almost like he's cleared everything. So the only thing that he's remaining with is probably purchasing the exam and going ahead and doing it. We wish you all the best, by the way. So, Bobby, oh, sorry. You wanted to talk, Victor?
No, 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 no.
Oh, it's okay, but you can still share your screen. Probably, we can still show probably the guys who would be interested in actually following up the pathway.
It's not yet fully done though. I've remained with 3 modules to complete it fully. It's
Nice,
okay.
nice, nice. Yeah, it's still okay. It's good progress. So yeah, I think you're able to see all those modules that you're seeing there. So you find that probably a particular module would cost either 1,000 cubes or 500 cubes. I don't know if, yeah, just look at them. Exactly. You see all of those modules. So all of them, they cost a particular number of cubes. So a particular module would cost probably like 500 cubes. Um, it's 1,500 cubes. Oh, wow. Yeah. So
No,
you can actually,
but each module
wow,
costs you 500 cubes.
wow. Oh, it's for the three modules that you're remaining with. Yeah. So,
Each 500 cubes.
yeah. So as you had for each module, it costs like 500 cubes. So if you come and attend our sessions and you win those 500, you're able to purchase a particular module one by one, one by one. So you can do that for the entirety of the 9 modules. And once you're done with all the 9 modules, now you're able to purchase the exam separately. And the exam goes for 210 US dollars. That is just 30,000. So you might find that you won't pay for the pathway, but the only thing you're going to pay for is the exam alone. It's better than paying for the gold annual subscription, which would probably go for around, I think it's 150K or yeah, 150K Kenya shillings. Yeah. Ni hapo. Chezea hapo somewhere there. Someone can just Google it and check. So this is the most effective way. Um, you can actually win cubes as well by being a speaker. Yeah. I pay for you. Eh, participate. Be a very active participant, and you're going to get them. You're
Yes, you
going
can
to.
perform me.
Yeah. Aye, aye, aye. I wish we could. I wish we could actually pay for you guys, but unfortunately, we really can't. Yeah. So that's pretty much it, like how it works. So be active. Whenever we tell you guys to be active, to contribute, these cubes can actually help you get a lot of insights. You've seen the amount of knowledge that we've been pumped by Victor. That knowledge is it's nice. Like it's something that you just don't get anywhere. You know. Yeah, yeah. Victor can actually share his blog. Victor Shady Dark Lord was asking for your blog and probably your notes. So probably he'll share that later on. So yeah, like that's the thing that I love about Hack the Box Academy. It's very, very comprehensive. In everything that it explains, it's comprehensive. It doesn't leave anything out. So it's more of like a book, yes. Um, that's the thing I love about it. Like if it talks about something, it's also going to give you a link or to a particular resource that's tied to that thing that it's talking about. And that resource, that link that it's given you, has a lot of information pertaining that thing that it was referring to. So you actually get a lot of information that's being pumped on you, and it's just up to you to lock in, to give everything, to go full Goggins mode to become the best version of yourself, the best hacker out there, to become like Elliot Alderson or something. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Again, purchasing with cubes. Again, you can also purchase cubes, by the way. Um, you can head over to Hack the Box Academy. You'll see there that for a particular set of dollars, you can buy cubes ranging from 500, 1,000. I think max was. Let me see. Let me see again. What was the maximum amount of cubes that you can purchase? I haven't opened Academy on my end, but yeah, you can purchase it either for $20. I think 10 cubes. No, let me just open it up pretty quick. But that's it. You can go with those three pathways. Either you win those cubes from our sessions, or you purchase the gold annual subscription, or you just buy cubes that you're going to use to. Yeah, wow. That's a lot. Is it really 5,000 cubes? Let me see here. Adrian Lamo. Okay, let me see here. Just a moment. Uh-huh. Just a moment. Just a sec, guys. Let me pick a call. Just a moment, a moment, before I wrap things up. All right. So yeah, I think Gusfam has been able to explain everything well. Let me see if I can share the link uh, to that particular page. Can I really share that link? Think it's on billing. Yeah, it's on billing. Yeah, exactly. Just as Gusfam was saying, for $5 for 50 cubes, 100 for 100 cubes, you have to pay $10. So you find that by attending a session, you get like 500. By actually winning, you get like 500 cubes in your account, and that's like $50. That's 6,000, by the way, 6,000 Kenyan shillings. So take these sessions seriously, and be active to get that a chance of actually winning those cubes, those VIP plus vouchers that will help you in upskilling. Yeah, so that's it. Um, we hope to get more active attendees soon. So for tomorrow's for the winners, we're going to be announcing them tomorrow. I think I've already clarified that. So yeah, that's it. I guess there are no more questions because I've been talking here to see if there are people who would probably be having questions. They'll probably ask. I think we don't have any questions so far. I see that it's very late. It's like 10:40. It's almost 10:40 right now. So, so with that said, I'd like to end the session there. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for attending our session, and each and every one of you who are very active during the session. We really appreciate you guys, and we hope that you're going to continue coming. We are going to try as much as we can to get awesome speakers for you who are willing to share. Together with you yourself, can actually be a speaker and share your content, share your knowledge, and grow as well. So, thank you guys. And thank you, Victor, for the amazing session. With that said, good night, everyone, and enjoy.